The Supreme Court just upheld the ban on TikTok, and here's something that nobody is talking about that I would like to share with you. There is 3 branches of the United States federal government: legislative, executive, and judicial. The TikTok ban went almost unanimously through the legislative branch, which is Congress and the Senate. Then it skated right on over to President Biden's desk, executive branch, and he signed it into law. Then the ban went all the way through the court system, all the way up to the highest court in the land of the United States.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Rody, back with another one. So it is official, TikTok is getting banned. The Supreme Court has made their decision. So as of Saturday around midnight, we can say goodbye unless President-elect Donald Trump can come in and save the day. But let's get right into it. Let's see how outraged the people of TikTok really are. And if you're really digging the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about the TikTok ban. Is it just? Was justice served? Or was freedom of speech taken away? Let's get right into it.
America, the Supreme Court, and they upheld the ban. Now, I agree. It is damn sad that 7 million people just got laid off. I'm sad for myself, I'm sad for future creators, and I'm sad for the millions of small businesses out there who rely on this app to make a living. But the saddest part of this entire thing is that the United States government just looked its people square in the face, right in the eyeballs, and said, your voice doesn't matter, and it never did. People who were about to hop on here and say, if you don't like it, move, f*** you. I love this country, and I love the people in it, and that's why I'm fighting.
Okay, so this first guy was really angry. He has a really big following on TikTok, in the millions. And I think he said that he wrote some songs and that's how he blew up on there. So kudos to him. But man, he was definitely showing his frustration. But I definitely get it. Yeah, roll the next one.
I posted on my Instagram story a selfie being like, I just got laid off by the Supreme Court. Shout out to the U.S. government for consistently doing the wrong thing. And someone replied, who's followed me for a really long time. And I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm so fucking mad. And she's like, sorry, girl, but I have to disagree with you. Like, if the Supreme Court votes on something unanimously, it must be because they had a lot of evidence. What an odd thing to say. That's like in any other context. If I was like, oh, I got laid off from a job, you being like, I actually agree with your employer. They should have laid you off. What the fuck? Like, and that to me is like a perfect representation of unfortunately what my audience is on Instagram. My audience on Instagram hates me. Like I've long said this. I have 250,000 followers on Instagram, and I would say the vast majority of them secretly hate me. Like, it's so bizarre. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's not good for me mentally. I always have to second guess everything that I'm about to post on there because they don't get it, like capital G, capital I. And I'm just like, it started to hit me a little bit because it was like,
okay, so this next young lady talks about Instagram and how it's so much different and her followers on there don't like her. But I will say this, like if I was going to another platform like this Red app, it's different ways to approach the content. I can't post the same as I would on TikTok versus the Red app versus Instagram. You have to kind of mold yourself to be different on each platform. And I know that may be kind of disheartening, but it's the truth. I mean, if you have as many followers as she had, then you have to kind of figure out, okay, what do these followers want? Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it so you can get that paycheck, because it looks like TikTok is going away and there's nothing we can do to save it. And so what I'm saying is cater to that Instagram following. Don't go against the grain because you might lose them. Get them to engage. Find ways that, Instagram will push your videos and that they will comment and like your content so you can get a meta check. I know that may not kind of come off as what you want to hear, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the paper.
And to the U.S. government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never going to trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that? So I'm never trusting you ever again with anything.
So I'm starting to give up hope that there's going to be a Hail Mary moment at the end of this that's going to save this app.
I feel so dumb coming on the internet and crying about an app. But the fact is that this has been a sense of community for me for years now. And it got me through really, really hard times in my life. The pandemic, losing my job, all of that, getting divorced, like all of this crap that's happened to me in the last 5 years since I've been on here. Hours and hours and hours of time I put into creating stuff for this platform. And I'm not the biggest creator on here. Like, I'm not like, I don't have 3 million followers or 10 million followers, but I do have a platform. It's the biggest platform I have. And I worked really hard to make it. On top of that, it's been a source of income for me for going on 3 years now. First, it was just a little bit, but then it got to be more. I'm not like rich off of it, but it has significantly helped my income every month. Hi, Halloumi. And it's been consistent enough that like I've been able to rely on it. So like on top of being just sad that I'm losing my creative outlet and my platform, I'm like worried about like what I'm gonna do financially. And I know like I'll figure it out. Like I've had to do that a million times in my life. Like I'm an artist, I've had to figure it out a million times, but it just like, it sucks that I have to, or that any of us have to. It's so unfair.
So I'm a full-time TikToker who just signed a lease on a 3-bedroom apartment in Atlanta, Georgia, and now TikTok's gonna be banned and all my income's gonna be gone the day after my lease starts. So let's talk about what's gonna happen and what's gonna happen to a lot of creators who are in a similar position. First, before I talk about my lease, did you know that there are over 7 million US businesses on TikTok and they're gonna lose over $300 million in revenue immediately after TikTok is gone? These are your neighbors. These are not influencers. These are not people in LA. These are your neighbors trying to start something small. Your friend that sells lashes. Your friend that's trying to start a candle company. It's those people. Now, what's going to happen to me? Because also this lease that I live in now is going to overlap with that one. So I'm going to be paying 2 leases for a little bit just because that's the best way it could work out. And the cheapest moving quote I've gotten was $2,200. And I have a 2025 car that I just bought. So like, what am I going to do, right? Well, I'm probably going to lose everything. They're probably going to have to seize my assets. Like they might take the... Girl, please. None of that's going to happen. There's going to be a major shift, likely from what I'm seeing, from TikTok to Meta platforms. And they're already rolling out new monetization programs to help adjust with this, and a bunch of TikTok creators that will have to shuffle over there. And yes, that includes people like me and also people like stay-at-home moms, single fathers that are using TikTok as supplemental income. Now, should I be scared about my situation specifically because I'm putting a lot of money on the line and risking everything? Yes, but I'm just not. I don't know. I feel something on my chest, just like an unwavering sense of peace through all of this, that no matter what happens, even if it does get bad, even if I do fall through on this lease because my income will be gone in one day, I feel like it's going to be fine. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm capable, and so many of us on here are on here because we are that, including you, the viewer. Like, I feel like all of us will be okay in this, truly, and maybe I'm crazy for saying that.
Okay, now I did feel sorry for her, but at the same time, like everybody that I've shown you, they have a huge following. Anyone would be happy to be in their shoes to have the kind of following that they did. And you know, most people where they messed up, they quit their jobs. Like me, like I practice family medicine. If I were to blow up on any platform, and let's say I got 500,000 to 1 million followers, I am not going, that doesn't mean quit my job. I'm going to use my platform as residual income. And I'm always going to keep my day one job. That's what's going to pay my bills. And that residual income is going to go towards my investments, buying real estate, etc., so that I can fully retire. But once you start getting those paychecks in, that does not mean quit. Keep your day job so it can pay your bills monthly, and then you keep that other side platform gig going so that you can put it into some kind of IRA, Roth, or some kind of investment account. So maybe 3 to 5 years later, you can comfortably retire. But I think that's where a lot of people kind of messed up is they started getting these $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 checks every month for 6 months. And I was like, oh, I'm going to quit my job. No, that's not how you do it. You keep that day job. And I know everybody's like, oh, well, I don't want to work a 40-hour. I don't want a 9 to 5. We got to do what we got to do. It's life. Unless you just go play the lottery one day and hit for like $500 million or even 5 million, 10 million. I mean, it's the way of life. We all got to work. I mean, it sucks, but Yeah, all in all, it's a sad situation. I use the app TikTok. I love it. I built up a pretty good following. I had like 25,000 followers, and it takes a lot of work. It took me about 2-3 years to get that kind of following. So I get it, but at the same time, we kind of pick up and we move to the next thing. Y'all remember what happened to Vine? Y'all remember what happened? There's a lot of apps out there that kind of went dark. And so, like I said, maybe we can save it. It is what it is. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Don't forget, leave me a like, comment, sub if you're digging the content. And let me know what your opinion is on this ban. Till next time.